Now to the latest on the war with Iran and that deadly attack on an elementary school there. A New York Times report says a preliminary investigation found the U.S. was responsible for a missile strike that killed at least 175 people, mostly children. The White House says its probe into the strike continues. This comes as the FBI warns police in California that Iran could carry out drone strikes by ships off the coast. And late today, the Trump administration announced the U.S. will dip into the strategic oil reserve to help lower the gas costs. Erica Brown is live on Capitol Hill with more. Erica, good evening.
Good evening, Dick. And as the ongoing conflict disrupts some of the world's oil and natural gas supplies, as they threaten that key waterway used to transport about a fifth of the world's natural gas supply, today the United States announcing it will dip in to its natural oil reserve, as also dozens of other countries plan to do the same, to dip into 400 million barrels of oil.
This oil tanker from Thailand burned in the Strait of Hormuz after being struck by an Iranian projectile. Attacks in this waterway have threatened the transport of about 1/5 of the world's oil supply. Shipping companies like Maersk have warned tankers not to travel through the strait during the conflict, but President Trump on Wednesday encouraged them to use the route.
I think they should use it. They laid mines in the strait. In my opinion, look, we took out just about all of their mine ships in one night.
Intelligence sources tell CBS News Iran is moving toward placing mines in the waterway, but the president says he does not believe any have been successfully deployed. And the Pentagon released a video of strikes on Iranian vessels it says are capable of laying mines.
Our mission is to end their ability to project power and harass shipping in the Strait of Hormuz.
Iran issued a warning Wednesday saying it would not allow any oil to travel through the strait if it benefits the United States, saying the world should be ready for oil prices to spike to $200 a barrel.
The International Energy Agency announced it would release 400 million barrels of oil into the global market to bring down crude prices until the Strait of Hormuz can be safely navigated.
These are the kinds of moments that these reserves are used for, because what we have here is not a shortage of energy in the world. We've got a transit problem, which is temporary.
Disruptions due to the war with Iran are being felt at gas stations around the country.
It's hitting the bank account pretty hard.
AAA says the national average rose about 4 cents a gallon Wednesday and is up more than 60 cents from a month ago.
Now, President Trump had previously said that he believes Operation Epic Fury could soon be coming to an end. But today, he said the U.S. is not finished yet, and the military has to continue more of the same operations. Dick?
Erica Brown on Capitol Hill. Erica, thank you. An Iranian group has claimed responsibility for a cyber attack against U.S. medical tech giant Stryker, which has offices in New Jersey. The company says hackers broke into their servers, causing a global network disruption. Stryker says he has no indication of ransomware or malware and believes the incident is contained. For the latest developments in the war with Iran, go to CBSNewYork.com or download the CBS News app.